Hi, my name is Kraamzorg. I am a doula, but postpartum and bereavement support, and I'm also a Kraamzorg. This one bothers me a lot. Have you ever had or seen somebody who almost competes with the struggles? They compete with the positives, they compete with the negative, they compete with the experiences of life, to a point where you start asking yourself, are we in competition? I'll give you an example. When you visit a new mother, I will call them mothers now. When you visit a postpartum family and the new mother is trying to explain to you or to just speak about her experience on how she experienced that birth, that is her story. Let her tell you her story. You chipping in with, this is an example. She said she didn't know that labor was going to be that hard. And then you respond with, I also didn't think it was going to be that long. Mine was 36 hours. There is no need to compete on who suffered the most, on who had the easiest postpartum, on whose baby actually did better than whoever. There's just no need. And another one is, try and see if you can actually sit on your positivity. Too much toxic positivity in that kind of space can be more harming than people actually realize. So make a point of minimizing how long you visit these parents. Make a point of pulling back from your oversharing, comparing, and then if you can't, maybe try and chew gum, because in that moment there is a lot of cloud that is hanging on top of that house that you walked in. There's a lot of doubt, a lot of anxiety, even though they don't show it, because babies being born, it is such a hard thing. Not everybody goes through a labor and birth like you did. Not everybody's birth is going to be like yours. Not everybody's experience is going to be like yours. So we need to be careful how much it is that we chip in, how much it is that we share, how much it is that we contribute into the conversations surrounding childbirth and raising children. You have friends who, from the beginning, when they, you're in a group of friends and one girlfriend's child does whatever, and there always has to be one. There always has to be one who is the mother of all mothers, Mother Teresa, whose children will never, who will never accept XYZ from their children, whose kids will never be allowed to do whatever. That's usually well and good until you become a parent yourself, and then the tune of that song will change. Because if pregnancy alone does not humble you, parenting will. It's not an easy job. So let's be a bit gentle when we enter these spaces. Let us let them find their own ground in a natural, gentle way, without our stories being the subtitles or the headlines of their experience. Because allowing them to find things out and just be present as a friend, a mother-in-law, a mother, being present is all they need. They don't need comparison. They do not need gifts. Many times people need a companion. A companion does not mean it has to be the person they share a bed sheet with every night. A companion is that other person that they can call when all the songs they hear in their heads is baby shark, baby sharky, do 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 do. You know, you stay in that baby shark is on that. When you meet a grown-up person for a coffee or latte, you do not know what kind of conversation to have. It happens. So let's allow them to find their ground in a nourished, positive, supported space. And you, being a good friend, avail yourself to be the other person who reminds her brain, keeps her brain active and up to date, that she can also not only share a little bit about her child and all the poo diapers and the color and consistency and all that, because when you're a parent, everything changes and it goes that way, but that you can be that friend that can pull her out of that zone a bit and remind her to also be herself. So I'm going to leave this one here. And I wish you all a lovely weekend. And I will see you in the next one.